Look at this guy. Pitch like a pro.
Hi everyone, I know we're a bit early, so I'm trying to figure out how to stream live. So this is my first time doing LinkedIn, so give me a moment.
It's fine. Is the other people in the room, who are they? Just people who attend?
Yes, yes.
Sweet.
I'm seeing a colleague and a friend of mine here. I'm seeing quite a few
Okay,
people
cool.
on this platform.
Do you mind if I engage in conversation with them in the meantime?
Absolutely. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Good shot, everyone. How you doing? I love this. You know what? You know what I teach in my class is if you're on time, you're late. Because you didn't get right, you didn't go to the toilet, didn't accommodate parking or anything. So yeah, well done. I love you guys. Like, let's do this. Let's get bromantic here. Okay. So in the chat, tell me where you dialing in from. Let's make that happen. I am in an exceptionally freezing Joburg. I do not handle cold very well.
Same here.
Dude, you have no idea. People look at me like, you're Afrikaans. You're supposed to be handling cold. I go like, how? I feel like the Michelin man. I feel like the blob. So yes, Dorcas, Nairobi, Kenya. Thank you, Kenya in the house. Love that. If you want to unmute and have a conversation and ask me something before we start, feel free. We have, you know what?
We are live on LinkedIn. We have 40 people, but some of them are muted. I'm not quite sure how we're going to hear them. I'm going to figure that out. Don't worry, before
What do you mean muted? Oh, so you revoked their thing?
Yeah, so I don't know. They can hear you, though. They can hear you. They said they can hear everything.
Okay, cool. Northwest, Brits, lekker. PE, Port Elizabeth, the Windy City. So Leila, you're recording this as well, locally or somewhere?
Yeah, no, I will record it and I'll share the recording only on Thursday. On Thursday, latest Friday.
Yes, I want the recording. Please, thank you. You're so nice. And this thing is making a noise now. Okay, cool. If you're coming in, pop in the chat. Hey, where you dialing in from? We're 14 people. How do I detach this? Oh, this is not. Oh, this is so weird that I have to work with Teams.
Yeah,
Kills
Zoom
me.
is easier. I know.
You know what? As a professional speaker, it is just the bomb. It works. And it's so easy to navigate. If you have any questions, pop in the chat. Let me know. So I am doing this. Let me just type this. This is what I am going to use going forward. Full stop. Next paragraph. So as you can see, I don't like sending voice messages. I type with my voice.
I know, right?
No. Because you know why?
Okay.
Because you can't search
now I'm fine.
voice notes.
So
You fine? Are you sure? Yeah. Double check? Okay, cool.
Love it. Apparently they can't speak to us, but they will type their questions to us.
I love that.
Yes.
Let me know in the chat. Dubai. No, Durban. Dubai. Durban. Peace. Apparently, you are everywhere. I love that. Durban and Dubai at the same time. Respect. Okay, cool. From Afrika to Soet. Nice, 17 people. How many do you? Yeah, okay, yeah, we're early.
We have about 48 now on LinkedIn. Luckily, I don't have a limit on LinkedIn. That's great.
I love it.
I have a limit here.
Okay, cool. Hello, everybody on LinkedIn. It's going to be fun. you are going to check out the comments and stuff, aren't you?
Yes,
And
yes, I
make a
will.
plan for me.
Just
Okay,
to make an announcement, those who are in LinkedIn, please do check out Willem Goos, and he will share his LinkedIn bio as well as when he introduces himself. So don't stress about getting hold of him. You definitely will be able to do so.
I love that. Yes, connect with me on LinkedIn. I don't really do the book of face. It's not my thing.
The big of face.
I'm old enough to call it the interweb. You know, I've been in online for 29 years. So I remember the day I was at the office working at an internet service provider when somebody said, "Hey, a new search engine launched." Really? What are they called? No, Google. Like, no way. So I was there at the office the day that Google launched.
Wow.
Now I am solidly giving away my age now. Solidly. But every sport has its injuries, doesn't it?
Uh,
I
sorry,
love
I'm
that.
trying to figure out what did I do with my poster now.
Love
Oh, I
it.
must admit somebody. Oh God, how do I do that? No, I don't want to admit this AI stuff.
Oh yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, I don't.
Hmm.
What are they doing in my room?
I know. Hi.
Yeah.
There's somebody saying they know you from LinkedIn as well.
You know
Uh,
what I'm going to do? And then I had it in a meeting this morning. We had a meeting between 5 people, and it was me, one other person, and 3 AI note takers. And I said, I'm going to write a post about everybody complaining, that, yeah, all this disruption is happening and everything else, but you show up late. So, yes,
uh,
it
uh,
seems that the computers are on time. Um, Apparently, they're doing something right. Maybe just poke the dragon a little bit there.
yeah. No, on a master class, I can't allow the AI stuff, unfortunately.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Richards Bay. I dated a girl from Richards Bay.
See, please don't reveal our age.
How's that? I'm on the scene. Okay, cool. Umlazi. Nice. Yeah, I'm doing a nice incubation program for the Mancosa at the moment. And it's a incubation program with a difference because Zolela, you know how I feel about pitch contests. Not my
Yeah.
thing. I despise them absolutely. And this is where actually we're building real businesses during the program. So we're still going to end with a pitch contest, but unlike other contests, we feel like, I have an idea when I had 3 beers and I want to do this. Now it's just go like, I have a business, I have so many customers, this is my revenue, this is what I need to put this into place to triple my business in the next 3 months. Cool. Real business, real impact, real pitches, not just dreams. Hello, Pretoria. No, I don't know if she's still in Richards Bay. When I leave, I leave.
Okay. Okay. I managed to LinkedIn on Twitter as well. On Twitter, we
Please
are,
do.
yeah, we
Yes.
only have about 30 now. Okay. How to, uh, okay. So sorry. Can people on Twitter hear me speak?
She,
Willem, can you say something, please?
yes. Yes. Look,
Can you
I
hear
am
it,
your
Willem?
father.
Okay,
Yes.
we could. Okay, we good. Okay. You're gonna
I like
type your
that.
question if you have any questions. I'll try to multitask the platforms. Don't worry.
Oh,
Thank
yes,
you.
that's your role here. Kidding. Hello, everyone. Uh,
Let's
it's
give it another moment
18:03.
also.
Yes, give it a
Yeah.
minute. Let's get people in the room, get stuff going. We got quite a bit of people here. I'm loving this, loving it, people. Pop in the chat if you just came in. There's a few AI assistants in already. If you look at the chat, just see if you can kick them. Can we?
I'm trying to
Woohoo.
see on the chat. Oh, wow, I need to go
No.
to the chat stuff. See, I'm too
Ne?
old for this chat stuff.
Woo! Wee. Okay, cool. Everybody, hello. Hi, everyone. Aubrey from Joburg here. Hello, Aubrey. Where in Joburg are you? I am in the Sunninghill Woodmead area, which is quite cool. So Masiwa Dube's AI note taker is in. So maybe
Yeah.
kick both of them out. Why not?
Yeah, I'm struggling to do that now because I was able to control them on the entry, and now because there's too
Yeah, you
many.
need to go to the people button and go like, hello, bye-bye. Of
Yeah.
wat tata. Okay, cool. If you have any chat, Rudepoort. Okay, cool. Yo, Joburg is cold. I'm not having fun. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to blow your mind a little bit. Just in the chat, if you don't mind, tell me where you are. Are you not geographically? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you employed, wanting to start a business? Where are you? Do you already have a business? And if you say, yes, I registered the business and I have no customers, no, you don't have a business. You're planning on starting a business. So just pop in the chat. I have a business. I don't have a business. I want to start one. I am actively working on my startup. Thank you, Claiborne. I love that. Um, Actively working. I love that corporate language. Um, it doesn't mean anything, but I love it. And you'll see, I'm just not ripping. Entrepreneurship, development, mentor, and train. Hello, Mike. Run a family business. Dorcas, respect. I worked for my dad for a while. So, yeah, it's tasty, but it's interesting. It's still good. Okay, what else? Yes, I have an active business. Thank you, Sinawu. Do you have paying customers? Hey, Devin, I want to start one, developing a service offering. Wanting to start a business. Don't want, have. Student, waiter, I'm wanting to go full entrepreneur. Oh, it's simple. You just quit your job and go like, yeah, I'm going to start something today. That's my favorite way of starting a business. Jumping off a cliff and building the wings as I fall. Okay, cool. Nice. How many of you are here for business information? Cool. Just how many? Just say yes in the chat. How many of you are here for business information? Because I always get that when I do webinars. I have a business in Mingle, have business in construction. Yes. Beverly, checking out the competition. Yes. Mike, you can check out. I'm not a competitor. I compliment. Yes. Okay, cool. So let me just shock you a little bit here. Okay, if more business information was the solution and what you needed, the internet and YouTube would have awakened and activated the potential of the human race. Yet, what we're doing now, sending each other cat videos more than anything else. So no, more information is not what you need. It is the last thing that you need because all of you know exactly what to do, how to go forward, everything there. What's holding you back is here, is you, and it's your thinking. Let me share my screen and we can start with that. Screen window. Let's share. Yeah, because I can't see. This is not Zoom. Okay, cool. Can everybody see my slide there? Okay, cool. So I'm not a big fan of business information because let me just, you're probably seeing yourself there. Because everybody's just going, yeah, I need more information. No, it's not that you need more information. All the information you need to start a business, build a business, anything is out there. Just open the tube of you, go like, I need to start a business, watch something. Everything is there. So cool, you're in the right place tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to scare you a little bit. You know what? The other day I was talking to a mother in our community because we're going to talk about from panic to power, transforming AI uncertainty into opportunities for life and work. Because all of you are noticing that there's kind of a lot of disruption happening. You might be working on a startup going, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then next thing, there's an AI agent that does that. Look at the business process outsourcing. That's going to disappear. Look at accounting. That's going to disappear. All of these things are coming. And I'm going to show you how to deal with that. And the other day, I was talking to an actual mother in my community, and she told me, and it broke my heart. She said, I told my children not to have kids because the future looks too dark. And in fact, 14% of workers have already experienced job displacement due to AI. And 54% of US workers say job insecurity has affected their mental health. Right now, I can guarantee you somebody is out there who's employed or in a business refreshing a job page for the 15th time in the last hour. Some CEO is lying awake at 3 a.m. wondering which direction to take their business, because you might go into an industry with your startup and go like, wake up tomorrow morning, and that does not exist. As a parent, I'm a single dad. I'm raising a beautiful son that's going to rule the world one day as a very successful business person, but I'm wondering what world will he grow up in. You know, I was flying back from Durban the other day, and there was a woman with a baby, and I looked at the baby and I could not imagine what the future would look like for that kid. And I think you are in the same boat. If you look at your future now, can you even see what it might look like? What would it look like? And that is a big challenge. So this isn't a story about tomorrow. This is today's reality, ladies and gentlemen. 41% of companies plan to reduce workforces by 2030 due to AI. And while 87% of business executives expect companies to delay strategic decisions due to uncertainty. And that is exactly the same thing that you experience as well, wouldn't you say? So before I start, let me tell you about who I am. So I'm Willem Gous. Man, that's not a good picture of me. Anyway, I was voted Startup Mentor of the Year 2020.
Sorry, Velem, sorry to cut you. If you're showing something, it doesn't show on the screen.
It doesn't. It stopped sharing. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. Are we back? Can you see that?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. So yes, that's me. Not the best picture, but yeah. Startup Mentor of the Year 2023, finalist 2022. Top 50 thought leader and influencers on lean startup 22, 23, and 25. And the first thing I would tell anyone is to kick lean startup out of Africa with immediate effect, because it's irrelevant, non-contextual, and doesn't work for Africa. Also, I'm a top 50 thought leader and influencer on careers. I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years. I'm an international professional speaker. I've spoken all around the world. I've written 3 books. These are 2 of mine. Side Hustle Success is my latest one. Yeah, I love that enthusiasm. And I have my master's degree in information systems management from the University of Liverpool. I started my career in manufacturing, military specification manufacturing, so fine manufacturing. I've been in online for 29 years. I used to build large-scale websites and networks. Biggest website we ever developed used, I think, how many was it? 9 servers to run. That was the size of that thing. And also I have won multiple awards in the creative industry. So I've even worked with the Arts and Culture Trust to help, struggling artists print cash after they go through my stuff. So apart from all of these nice things, I'm also a single father, raising my beautiful son. And then for fun and giggles, I'm a firewalking instructor. I get people to walk barefoot over red hot coals. So when I'm not doing this, I have a company called the Human Entrepreneur, and we developed a recipe for job creation. I kid you not. I take this pretty face into a township. I get an unemployed person to start a profitable business in 5 weeks without external funding, any business, industry, or sector. What I've been able to do is I reduced the time to create a job through self-employment and entrepreneurship to 5 weeks. I reduced the cost by 20 times. And we can do it at scale. If our dear president had to pick up the phone as well as his checkbook and say, Willem, can you give me 2,000 new micro businesses per month in each province? I'd be like, cool, hold my coffee. We can make this happen. And that's what Africa needs. So why does my stuff work and other programs struggle? Why can I do this at scale? Why do we have this? And you know how I do this? Because I change the thinking of people. This is what most programs do. They develop the car. Oh, it's all about the MVP. It's all about the business. See, they develop businesses. On my company brochure, I make it clear. We don't teach people to fish because I think there's enough programs, videos, courses, books out there teaching you how to fish, how to start a business. I make fishermen. See, people try to develop businesses, but they don't develop the engine. You don't develop the entrepreneur. That's why the human entrepreneur develops entrepreneurs. And that's why we are so successful. And that makes our training irreversible because I change you as an actual person versus the other things. So that's the voodoo that I do. So what will you get today? Today I'm going to share with you 5 reliable principles that anyone can learn and use immediately. It doesn't matter if you're employed, if you're at school, university, if you're unemployed, if you're actively starting a business. Because all these principles, most incubation programs struggle from what I term incubation constipation. Everybody's sitting there waiting for funding. How many of you are waiting for funding or waiting for access to market? All of those things. And when you take them through my program, immediately people start taking action. So you don't need access to market, you need access to action, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. These aren't motivational platitudes or business theory. These are the same safe, proven tools that can help anyone build a business from nothing that will help you navigate whatever challenges you're facing right now. It doesn't matter. You can use what I'm teaching you here in life, in love, and in business. Why did this bomb out? Very interesting. And why is it not sharing? Okay, cool. You can see my slides again?
Yes, we can.
Why is it bombing out? Okay, anyway, let me move you from there to here. Okay, cool. And you can use this to navigate any challenge you have in your life. Okay, by the time that you leave here today, you will have a practical toolkit to confidently transform from feeling like a victim of circumstance to the captain of your own destiny. You'll know exactly what to do today, start moving from panic and don't know what to do to power with clarity and confidence. And most importantly, you'll discover that you already have everything that you need to thrive in today's disrupted world. You just need the right guidance, and I'm here to provide that to you tonight. So let's look at the reality. Okay, let me paint you a picture of what's happening right now. Today, 40% of employers expect to reduce their workforce. Nearly 2/3 of all employees say they experienced more change at work in the last 12 months, in the last year than in the previous 12 months. Okay. 87% of chief economists expect businesses to delay decisions based on uncertainty. And this is a problem. And you face similar options and challenges. How many of you are studying something and now you're like, is this still going to be relevant? How is this going to fit in? You want to go into an industry, but you see there's a new AI startup in there. What are you going to do? You don't know what your future looks like. And that's the reality that you face. Ask any one of your friends or family or co-workers and ask them, what will your life look like in the next 12 months? And they go like, I don't know. And you have to understand, disruption isn't coming, ladies and gentlemen. Disruption is here. It's right here, right now. And you have two options. You can be a dinosaur or be a surfer. And I want to thank Michael Watkins, Professor of Leadership at IMD. He has a great way of saying this. And you can see there the dinosaurs with the incoming meteorite. And they go like, hey, what is that sunshiny thing in the back? Okay. If you just sit there and do nothing, you're going to be like the dinosaurs getting hit by the by the meteorite. That's what you're going to face. Or you can be a surfer, somebody who surfs the wave of change. And that's what you need to be. You need to look at all this technological shift and developments as a wave that you can surf, something that you can use and utilize in order to move forward. Or you can choose to do nothing and be the dinosaur. And I saw that, you know, my one intern is in a university in the what do you call it, North America, and they are not allowed to come close to AI. They will get kicked out, everything banned, the works. But yet yesterday I was in an advisory panel to a local university, and they reward people for using AI. So with your assignment, you hand in screenshots of your prompts, so they marked you on your prompting as well. So I like that. So they are surfers, while my interns university are dinosaurs. They're trying to stop it instead of surfing the wave. So how can you be a surfer? See, one thing that I've learned working with thousands of entrepreneurs in townships, facing similar challenges, uncertainty, don't know what's going to happen, little or no resources, that there is a safe way forward. There's a set of reliable, practical skills that anyone can learn, regardless of your background, education, or current situation. Like the professor of entrepreneurship and who's heading up the entrepreneurship development at Stadio University said to me, Willem, after I read your book, I find it amazing that you make business so accessible to absolutely everyone to start a business, irrespective of their background and education level. Now, I've watched many things. I've watched a woman in Deep Sloot start a business with no money and turn it into sustainable income in 3 weeks using these principles. I've seen a man who lost his job to manufacturing sector use the same reliable methods to build a recycling business that now employs 5 people. What they learned and what I'm about to share with you isn't magic. It's not luck. It's a proven, safe approach to navigating disruption, and anyone can master this. Okay? These are reliable tools. And I'm referring to entrepreneurial thinking. Entrepreneurial thinking is not just for startups. It's not just for people who want to start businesses. It is a practical, reliable life and work skill for anyone who wants to thrive in a disrupted world. And there it kicks it out again. I love this. Cool. Are we back? Let me move you again. So you can apply all of these. When I say entrepreneurial thinking, I'm talking about a proven set of abilities to spot opportunities where others see problems with clarity, to create solutions with whatever resources you have available, safely and effectively, to adapt confidently to circumstances, and to bounce back from setbacks stronger than before with secure foundations. These aren't personality traits that you're born with. One thing, as a professional speaker, anyone who's shared a stage with me will know that I'm quite opinionated. And when somebody says to me, only a certain amount of people can be entrepreneurs, I want to throw a bucket of ice at them. Because entrepreneurship is a learnable skill, just like leadership. And that's what we're here. And here's what I know from working with thousands of people. When you master these principles, you don't just survive disruption, you use it to create opportunities others can't see. And you do it confidently and with clarity. So let's look at the 5 principles. Quite simple. Going to share these reliable principles that form the foundation of entrepreneurial thinking. Think of them as your safe survival toolkit for today's disrupted world. Clear, proven tools. These are agency, resourceability, flow forward, bounceability, or bounce back ability, and adjustability. Each one is a practical skill you will be able to start using today with confidence. Each one has helped real people navigate real challenges in real situations, and they came out stronger, more secure, and most of the times with profitable businesses. Okay, so you don't have to wait until you've mastered all 5. You can start with one principle and start applying it. Okay, let's start with the first one. Agency. Agency is about taking control of what you can influence, starting with how you respond to what's happening to you. It's a difference between asking, why is this happening to me, and asking what I can do. Case in point, I'm waiting for funding. I need market access. Cool. What have you done about it? Where have you done anything? It's about taking responsibility for your own results. When most people face disruption or standing in their way, they look out the window looking for somebody to blame. Oh, it's the economy. It's this. I don't have that. Their boss, the industry. Agency means looking in the mirror and instead of asking, what part of this situation can I influence? That's what you need to hear. Okay, take one current challenge that you're facing, write down 3 things about the situation that are completely outside of your control, but then write down 3 things that you can control. You know, my favorite thing when somebody says, I need access to market, I go like, cool. No, you need access to action. They're like, what do you mean? I said, how many people did you call in the past 30 days? Like 5 people. I work 7 days a week. I start 3 o'clock in the morning. I finish 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. I still reach out to 20 people a day, 7 days a week. It's part of the process. And here's something that I have to share with you, ladies and gentlemen. Not everything in life is your fault. And that's so true. Not everything in life is your fault. But 100% of everything is your responsibility. If your business fails due to some new rule, legislation, disruption, whatever the case may be, might not be your fault. But whose responsibility is it to sort that out? That is yours. And that's the important thing about agency. It's about having that courage to look in the mirror and go like, cool, how am I playing a part in this? What can I do? Okay. And what can I do differently? Are you learning something? Is this helping? Great. Thank you for the applause. I appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to principle 2, resourceability. It's about making the most of what you have available right now instead of waiting for what you wish you had. Most people focus on what they don't have. Look at that picture I have there, Lego blocks. All of you, I don't know how many of you have kids. Those without kids, you've seen ankle biters, you've seen children before. But have you ever seen a child sit with a box of building bricks like that, and then they look at you and go like, uncle or auntie, do you have the instructions? Have you ever seen somebody say that, a child? No, they build a rocket ship, then they build a house, then they build an aircraft. They don't ask for the instructions. They use what they have. But what I found is people sit there. I don't have funding. I don't have access to market. I don't have this. What you need to do is to become like that child playing Lego again. What do you have? Like the one woman we helped in my 5-week program, she has a bakery in a township. She does scones and biscuits, but she doesn't have an oven. Okay, so she has a bakery, but she doesn't have an oven. So what now? How does she do that? You know how she solved that problem? Pick up the phone. You go, Kazlam, do you have an oven? Yeah, cool. Can I bake at your house? And what did they do? All that they did is they went over and they walked over to their friend's house and they baked at their house. And then they took the taxi from there to the taxi rank with their stock and they sold and they repeated that process until they could buy a second-hand oven. You don't need premises, you don't need free phase, you don't need an industrial oven. Okay, I've seen people start businesses with nothing more than a mobile phone. They didn't wait for funding. They didn't wait for the perfect conditions. Okay, you looked at what you have and you used that. Okay, your resources aren't just money, they're skills, knowledge, network, time. Network means actual people you can do stuff with. I mean, I know Cyril Ramaphosa. I know the President of the United States. They don't know me, though. That's a bit of a problem. But I know a few other very impressive business people that I can pick up the phone and go like, hey, I have a cunning plan. What about if we do this and this and this? Okay. So list 5 resources you have right now that you're not fully utilizing. This could be a skill, a connection you haven't reached out to, or even knowledge that you've taken for granted. Choose one and use it this week to move forward faster. Let's move to number 3. Flow forward. Okay, flowing forward is creative problem solving and finding ways around obstacles. When you're stuck, instead of focusing on why something won't work, you ask, what's possible now? What's another way forward? Okay. Like I had one guy in a township. So he started the first week selling sweets. Yeah, he made some cash. Week 2, he changed to scones and cupcakes. He made more money. Week 3, he changed the business again and he started selling plates of food. He adapted, flowing forward. So let me teach you a little bit about Taoism. Now, water is very soft, yet it flows and it cuts through the landscape and it creates valleys and mountains. But what happens if you block water? It always finds a way to flow forward. It goes over, under, left, right. And you should do the same thing. Okay? What are you currently stuck for? Instead of asking, why won't this work? Ask, what can I do now? It's about doing the doable. There is never a block on the road. Let me reiterate it. There's never anything blocking you. There's only a fork in the road. You can make a decision, go left, go right. And when you get there, you go left, go right. Just like your GPS navigates around a traffic problem. Simple. Okay, oops, sorry. Let's look at this. Bounce back ability is about recovering from setbacks quickly and learning from them instead of being defeated by them. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about failing forward. In my 5-week program that I do with people in townships, most people will start and kill 2 or 3 businesses in 5 weeks. I love killing businesses. Okay, setbacks it's not if they're going to happen, it's inevitable. The question is whether you'll face the rejection, the loss, the failure, the question, how quickly you'll bounce back. Bounce back ability doesn't mean you don't feel the pain. I mean, when I fail or I lose something, it hurts. I'm human. But I take the time and I recover from it. And I ask myself, what is this teaching me? Now, I think all of you would agree with me, but Willem, failure is learning. Yeah? Give me a thumbs up in a screen or something like that, a reaction on that one. Yeah. Failure is learning. What a load of lies. Lies, lies, lies. Failure is not learning. Okay? Failure learning is a choice. Let me illustrate my point. How many of you, ladies, have a girlfriend, or guys know a friend who always go like in a relationship? Why do I always end up with these bad people? Why do I always end up in these horrible relationships? You can hear in their voice, they've probably failed at relationships 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. But yet they're still doing the same thing, still getting the same results. Does it make sense? Does it? And that's it. They didn't learn. Why is learning so difficult? Because it means you have to stand in front of the mirror and look at yourself and take accountability for your role in creating the problem. Because you helped creating that. Okay, and that's the learning that you have to take. And if you're not willing to learn that, you're never going to get ahead, because you will always blame somebody else. And that takes me back to the first one. Not everything is your fault, but 100% of everything is your responsibility. So here's a little technique to build bounce back ability. When you face a setback, give yourself 24 hours to feel disappointed. Then ask 4 questions. How did I cause this? What is this thing doing? It's killing me. Okay, we're back. Let's just move this. Let's go in again in that. Then ask 4 questions. How did I cause this? What can I learn from this? What would I do differently next time? What can I do now? Ladies and gents, I was standing at the pharmacy today getting medicine for my son. He's off sick downstairs. And there's this young entrepreneur with what do you call it? Social media marketing company. Doing sales for you, but they can't sell. Always funny. But always preparing, always thinking, always planning. Okay? Busyness is not the same as doing business. Most new entrepreneurs are busy with busyness. I'm building a website, I'm doing this, but my brand this. And like, just go and talk to people. Do that. And then you're there. Let's look at the last principle. If I can click there. Adjustability. Adjustability is about changing your approach when circumstances change. It's the ability to bend without breaking in today's world. The strongest people aren't rigid. They're flexible. Townships, you know what? I will never forget this one thing. I had a conversation with this guy. He had a very high-paying corporate job. And then he quit his job to become a life coach. Amazing. And we had an online meeting, and they were calling me, having that online meeting in a very expensive coffee shop. So you're like, hi, I'm dialing in from this very expensive coffee shop. And you're like, cool. When did you quit your job and become a life coach? No, about 2 years ago. Wow, nice. How's business going? No, it's slowly getting there. And long story, and I just said, you know what, can you answer one thing? They said, yeah. I said, how many paying customers do you have? And I said, none. So they've been doing the same thing, same way of marketing, same way of networking, same way of speaking for 2 years, getting the same result, not adjusting. It's when things go wrong, you need to adjust. You know, I always tell people, marry slowly, divorce fast. Slowly get into this thing, and if you see an idea doesn't work, drop it like it's hot. Get rid of it. Find something new. Okay? Too many of you fall in love with your business. It's like, oh, it's my baby. How many times have you fallen in love and went like, oh, this is the one for me. I love this person. We're going to get married and have kids. And then you break up, and then a year later, you're like, no, this one, I'm going to marry this one. This is the one for me. It's amazing. You get another one and do the same thing with your business. Get another one. And remember, in business, polygamy is allowed. You can have many. So not that I would suggest that because it's going to keep you busy. But it's adjusting, looking at what's not working and go, okay, let's kill it. Let's stop doing this. So I'm a big fan of giving up. So it isn't about giving up on your dreams, it's just giving up on something that's not working now. It's about being smart enough to change your route when the road you're on no longer leads to where you want to go. So identify one approach or strategy you're currently using that isn't giving you the results. If you've been building this business for 3 years and you don't have a paying customer, ooh, what is that saying? Okay. What can I do differently? What should I do differently? How can I adjust my approach? Maybe I should kill this business. And I'm a big fan of that. Just kill it. Get another one. Try something else. Okay, there's many business ideas out there. It's not about the idea, it's about the execution. So these 5 principles work together like a reliable toolkit, ladies and gents. Very simple. You must always start with agency, take confident control of what you can influence, use resourceability to safely maximize what you have available, apply flow forward when you hit obstacles, knowing you have clear methods to find way through. Build bounce back ability to handle setbacks with secure foundations, and practice adjustability to stay flexible as things change, always with clarity about your direction. It's important. When you master these 5 skills in principles, something remarkable happens. You stop seeing change as something that happens to you and start seeing it as something you can work with confidently. You become what I call an empowered architect of possibility. An empowered architect of possibility doesn't wait for perfect conditions. They create opportunities with their current conditions, safely and strategically. They don't fear disruption because they know they have reliable tools to navigate it and surf that wave like a surfer. They don't just survive change, they use it to build a life they want with clarity and purpose. This is what's possible for you. Not someday, not when things settle down, starting today with the challenges you're facing right now, using these 5 principles. So yes, we started today acknowledging the reality of the disruption that's happening right now. Ladies and gentlemen, you have never been in such an uncertain time like now. You've seen that you're not just imagining the challenges, you're facing them alone. However, you also discovered, hey, and there we go again. Why does it not like me? You now have 5 principles. Oh my word. Let me just share this. Okay, cool. Oh yeah. Let's try this again. So you now have 5 principles that can transform how you navigate this disrupted world. You have tools that can move you from panic to power, from feeling like a victim of change to becoming an architect of possibility. Okay, you can do this. I know this. I've seen it time and time again. So this is what I want you to do today. Simple, safe steps, anyone can take it. First, take one confident action today. Before you leave this room, choose a principle that resonates most with you. I would suggest agency. Start taking responsibility for your life. It was Jim Rohn who said, if you don't have a life plan, you will fall into somebody else's. And guess what they planned for you? Not much. So what do you want? Do you want a future that you created or a future that was given to you? I don't think the latter will be a nice one. And then apply that principle to the challenges that you have today. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start today. You know, like people that say, I'll start my diet next week. What's wrong now? Do it now. Okay, and then join my newsletter. I'll pop it in the chat during the Q&A. And let's chat. Connect with me on LinkedIn as well. Also, if you want support, I do training, coaching programs. I have keynotes as well that I can deliver. So if you're from an organization and you want me to go and speak there, throw money my way and let me go and speak there. So yes, don't wait. Every day that you wait to develop these skills is another day feeling overwhelmed. And instead of confidently navigating this, okay, the CEO lying awake at night doesn't have to face uncertainty alone. The mother who told the children not to have babies doesn't have to live in fear. She can have safe, proven tools for the future. You are not a victim of change, ladies and gentlemen. You are an empowered architect of possibility. You have everything you need to thrive in today's disrupted world. And now you have the safe guidance to use it with confidence. Your secure future will start today. If you want to work with me, I do development programs, keynotes, courses, one-on-one coaching, group coaching, workshops, and even public speaking for founders. So many of you pitch and you haven't learned to speak. You're like, hi, I want 5 million rand. Okay, come to me and I'll help you to confidently pitch like I'm doing this puppy. So yeah, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll pop my LinkedIn into the chat again. Here are my details. If you want to reach out, let's have a, sorry, I don't have the QR code ready. I would love some feedback about this, what your thoughts were about the presentation. Would be great if you could give me some feedback on that. But yeah, how do I end slow? Okay, cool. Let's go back to Teams. Thank you, ladies and gents. Any questions?
Velen, before we go to question, please do share your screen with your contact details so that people know who you are. Everybody's laughing. Everybody enjoyed this section today.
Because
I am in shackles because I am one of those people like, oh, let me wait for the right time. The product is not ready. No, as you know, I've started a couple of businesses, but I'm one of the the right time, yeah, the right market, the research. Hey,
I need this and I need
I need
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
yes, Troy, you have a very good question there. What do you see as biggest challenge in township businesses? It's not township businesses. I see it throughout Africa. I've spoken and worked with people in Namibia, Botswana, South Africa. I've spoken to other programs across Africa. And our biggest challenge in Africa is our learned helplessness. That is our biggest challenge. So learned helplessness, when I was a kid, um, circuses still had animals. Now they turned us into the animals. Well, it's more entertaining at least. But when they bought a new baby elephant, they would simply buy a dog collar, tie it to its leg, and tie that to a peg in the ground, and the baby elephant couldn't escape. But when it's a full-grown elephant, they still use that same little rope. It can just lift its leg and go like, goodbye, dudes. But it doesn't because it has learned that it is helpless. So Troy, our biggest obstacle to entrepreneurial success in Africa and other developing economies is this learned helplessness that it's impossible to start a business without funding, a business plan, and access to market. That is our biggest challenge. It's a mental block. It's not the economy. It's not everything else. It's you, our own thinking that's standing in our way. Does that answer your question, Troy? I hope so. Okay, you mentioned.
Justin, you have the floor as well.
Okay,
You can unmute
Justin,
yourself.
just in. Cool.
You can unmute yourself,
Yes, how are
Justin.
you?
We're good, thank you. And how are you?
How are you?
Good, thanks.
Yes,
What's your
I'm good.
question?
Actually, my question is about this session. It's amazing session. Now I would like to ask, what if it's possible to make WhatsApp group or another chat group to discuss this session like monthly or weekly session? It will be better, even an advantage for us to make our entrepreneurship business. After that, if it's possible, you should share us the recorded session via our emails. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Can I answer the last question, and then
You
you'll
may.
answer the rest? The last question is, you can go to what one Africa. The session, this masterclass will be there, at least the latest by Friday, but I will try by tomorrow that it is on the What One Africa YouTube channel. And if you go to Velem on LinkedIn, the same session will be on his link. So you can go to his profile, at least later. I'm saying to you, at least on Friday, he will have it. So he would have uploaded it on his LinkedIn profile. So you'll have access to the recording there.
Mm,
That's my answer.
okay.
He had two questions. He had three questions. The three questions are on you.
Okay, cool. The other one was how do we chat and stuff like that. Join my newsletter. It is right there. Um, I'm going to start doing regular webinars, and we can do all of that. What did I miss? Did I miss something there?
I think you've answered both by the newsletter. One of them is
Okay.
how they would get, how can you do these interactions with them often. So Velem and I will have a conversation about the following masterclass. And don't worry, since we have your email addresses, we'll definitely do send you an email inviting you to the following session. May I request, though, that you guys, so that I don't sound like a harassing person, that follow Velem on his LinkedIn profile, because he definitely will post the next masterclass on his LinkedIn profile. So please do follow him on LinkedIn.
Okay, cool. Yes. And if I may ask, if you're part of a program at a university, an organization, get them to get me to come and speak there. Please do that.
Okay,
Fantastic. We
okay, I
will.
think it's clear.
Okay,
Fantastic.
cool.
And
In
Magwaza, you have the
the
floor as well.
chat, just one thing. In the chat, there's a link to a Google form. Zolela, if you can post that on Twitter and LinkedIn as well. Please give me feedback, ladies and gentlemen. I'm always, as you can see, although I'm a professional speaker, I always experiment, take feedback, and grow on that. Okay? What is this for free? I like to get paid for speaking, but yeah, how might we? So this I do for Wadani because they've opened a lot of doors for me, brought in a lot of business for me. And I love that. But at universities, I get universities to buy copies of my book. And when they give copies of my book away, I do a 3-hour masterclass. And we teach you all the principles of entrepreneurial thinking. So I just delivered a 4 masterclasses for the one university. They bought 1,000 books. And I can do that right through Africa. I do that in schools, universities, communities, all of that. But talk to me. I'm always open. Cool.
Can I
Thank
make
you
it
very much.
clear, just in case somebody missed what you are saying, Willem?
Yeah.
Willem does a session for the foundation for free because he's passionate about entrepreneurship, and he does it charitably with our partnership. However, his time is paid for. So whenever you book a session with him, he definitely will charge you a fee for that session. And whenever he does a talk for your event, it could be an event. Oh, okay, this was a beautiful talk. I'm sure you guys now are very impressed by him because he consolidated a lot of things that take weeks for people to learn in just one session. So whenever you
Yeah.
want him to talk at your event, your university, your incubation, please reach out. You can reach out to me and I will be happy to
Yeah.
send him his contact details. He has
Yeah.
written 2 books And definitely if you go to his LinkedIn page, and if you do not know his LinkedIn page, reach out to me. I will share that with you.
It
And
is in the chat as well.
And it's also on the chat as well. And not only that, as a follow-up, Vellum will send everyone that is attended the recording of this session, which will be on YouTube. So he'll send you a link to the recording of this session, because he will have your email address. Hopefully that is clear. Magwaza, you have the floor. Sorry, I speak a lot.
And also, please remember to click on the form and give me feedback. It really means a lot to me. I've given you a lot of free value tonight. So please,
like I'm shocked as well, because I did not know a lot.
Please repay me on that. On the speaking thing, usually when I speak at incubator schools, universities, if you don't book the masterclass and I just speak for an hour, I match my speaking fee with print copies of the book. So if you pay me $35,000 to speak, I give you 35,000 copies of that. That's usually my corporate speaking fee for schools and universities. It's cheaper because I understand
it's very cheap.
Yes. Oh, go screw yourself. See,
yeah, cool. I'm
well,
man. I'm excited about this book.
Way more than that. I just speak for free.
What? I'm excited about this book. Actually,
cool.
If it's possible, we should send it. It's in Africa, especially in Rwanda.
Cool. It is available on Amazon.
I was
you can get it there. Yeah. I would love to take it there. So when I wrote the first draft, I had people in India and West Africa read it. And it is so simple because I speak in stories, and it doubles up as a workbook as well. So you take it home, and that's the plan. So how might I come and speak in your town? I've done some stuff in Botswana and Namibia, but I want to go to as many places in Africa and change this. You will, let me see there. I can post this YouTube link.
What,
and you can
what
see.
actually mean?
Yeah. Yes?
Hello?
Yes, I'm
what
here.
What actually mean? Yes, I'm living in Rwanda. I'm asking if I can get it because I'm very graduated from university. I can share it to my colleague, even my lecturers. After getting
you
the
know what?
sample here in Rwanda,
Connect
is
with me on
possible?
LinkedIn. Let's have this conversation, set up something, and we can make a plan. How's that sound?
It's like, okay, you can share your account.
Okay, cool. Everything's there. Any questions, ladies and gents?
Yes.
Here's my LinkedIn again. So far, I have had 3 responses.
I did try to unmute you. Please unmute yourself from your end. I saw your hand, and I'm acknowledging you.
Okay.
Can unmute yourself?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you for acknowledging. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I
can.
All right. Hi. Once again, thank you very much, Mr. William Goss. I was there for your first talk, and I'm here again and really loving it. So, I have like 2 or probably 3 questions. The first question would be, you mentioned that you started a web agency. So how did you go about?
Yeah, you start web agency. Apologies, I interrupted. Yeah.
Yeah, how did you actually go about starting the web agency, and when was it exactly? And was it you? And how did you get your clients? I'm sorry for asking so many questions. Just that I'm
No,
curious.
that's fine. So that I started because HTML4 launched when I started in the internet. 2 years into the internet, HTML4 launched, and a year after that, cascading style sheets. And I started the business with an online initiative, something very basic, coded in HTML, and that got media attention. But basically, how I get customers is simple. I do B2B. Do you know what B2B stands for?
It's business to business.
No.
Business.
No, it stands for belly to belly.
But then is he right?
Yeah, belly to belly. You go and speak to people. People go like, but I post on social media. I do this. Like, some days I have 9 meetings. 9. Having conversations with people. Because I reach out, go like, hey, how you doing? Let's catch up. I want to see where you are, just share with you what I'm doing. Let's catch up. Always having conversations. Belly to belly is the best thing. First thing I do when I start something new, I pick up the phone and go like, Kazlam, I'm doing this thing. Do you know somebody I can speak to? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. So basically, saying just reaching
Yeah,
out as much as you can to get me clients as much
do
as
the
possible.
work. Yeah. Stop hiding behind social media posts. Go like, hi, this, and do all of those things. That doesn't work well. So I've had 5 responses, ladies and gentlemen. Go in the chat, click on that feedback form. I want feedback. We have a lot of people in this room. I would like to have at least 20 feedbacks. Go into that, please. Go and make a plan. Okay, cool. Business to business, belly to belly. Okay, that's the
My,
key thing. Okay, what
my
else?
my second question would be, after the talk, I realized that when you were speaking about adjustability and what else, adjustability, resourceability, those 2 points there, right, and the bouncing back ability as well. See, what you're speaking about is, since I'm young, by the way, I'm the student waiter. I'm the student slash waiter. Currently in my first year here at UC. So what you're speaking of is um, being able to look for the best business model. Is that what you're saying? Looking for the best business model that can basically get you enough. You're looking for like the best business model
Oh,
that
wow, you found the microphone. Yeah,
sorry?
now I can hear you. No, it's not about finding the best business model. I don't teach business modeling in my 5-week course. Do you know that?
I'm sorry?
I don't teach business modeling in my 5-week course. Do you know that?
No,
I don't teach that. I don't teach lean startup. I don't teach business modeling. It's about finding customers. Business model this, but you guys spend too much time designing things and too little time doing things. Do you know how you test a business model? You find an idea, give yourself 7 days, see if I can get 10 customers. If you can't, adapt, change, drop, make a plan. Does that answer your question? So it's not about finding a business model. It's about finding a way forward. It could be in the form of a business model. It could be in the form of a new market. It could be in stuff. It's like the one guy in my incubation program, he's a down painter. Well, we came up with that term because most painters paint up. He paints road markings, so we call him a down painter. And as he's doing painting people's parking areas, he notices potholes. Now he's going to add potholes to his surface offering because he's paying attention. He goes and talks to the people and expands into that. So I have a keynote. You can see it here in the chat. For universities, future-proof student toolkit, 5 essential skills to drive academic success and navigate AI uncertainty. Because what you have to understand is these 5 concepts are not just business concepts. You can, if you're dating or married, you can apply these five principles in that. You can apply it in your career. You can apply it everywhere because it's a way of thinking, ladies and gentlemen. Entrepreneurship, you have to understand, is this much, 10% about business and 90% personal development. Because your thinking, your business is a manifestation of your thinking. If your business is stinking, it's usually stinking thinking. So it's not about, that's why I asked in the beginning, how many of you are here for business information? You're like, yeah, I am. You're like, information means nothing. It's about what you do with that. And that's what I'm teaching here is irrespective of what happens, there's nothing missing in you. All of you know what to do. All of you know exactly what to do. But you're not doing it because of certain internal blocks. Does that help?
Yeah, very much actually. Thank you. Thank you.
Cool. Like
Uh,
I said, I don't teach people to fish. I make fishermen.
thank you. I really appreciate the help. Um,
Anytime.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Who's up next? Come on, guys. I've got 6 feedbacks so far. This is not enough. Give me more love. So here's the link in the chat again. Thank you for that. Thank you, Makwena. Yes, Porsche, very nice. Thank you so much. You mentioned lean startup doesn't work in Africa. Kindly expound on this. Okay, number one, ladies and gentlemen, stop using business language. Speak people. Like I was talking to a financial advisor because I do this, I teach entrepreneurship in corporates as well. As a financial advisor, and you're like, I said, why is your business not growing? Well, because I'm not getting in front of the right people. How do you fix it? I need to get in the front of the right people. It sounds cool, doesn't it? I said, take your tongue out of my ear. You're just stroking my ego now, okay? How do you get in front of the right? Tell me what you're going to do to get in front of the right people. And suddenly they got nervous. Okay, so lean startup is here. Okay, so I learned the business model canvas. I flew to London and I learned it actually from Osterwalder himself. Lean startup, everything else, running lean. I went and attended courses by Ash Murray, who wrote Running Lean. Okay, so I do design sprints for corporates. Lean startup is your premium startup process if you want to push the boundaries of innovation. Nothing beats it. However, it is slow. It is expensive. It's based on the idea that you need funding. Okay, it's based on the idea. It teaches people that you just need a good idea and then people will throw money at you. Okay, which is an absolute blatant lie. Okay, and the teachers had learned helplessness because I need this to do this. Also, it's exceptionally expensive and it has a low throughput. A big program might create 10 or 15 businesses per year. So that's the problem. It doesn't solve Africa's problem because by 2030, 45% of the world's youth will be within Africa. So we can lean startup everything as much as possible. We will never be able to create businesses at the rate of birth in Africa. And that's where my process comes in. I awaken the entrepreneurial potential in Africa. Secondly, if I take a dinner plate and I put plastic wrap around it, the thickness of that plastic wrap or the amount of startups in Africa that are relevant to lean startup. Because I love coaching and mentoring. And I've coached and mentored as a favor on programs where they work with plumbers and electricians. Okay. And then they teach a plumber business model canvas and lean startup. I mean, your MVP is simple. I sort, out. That's what I do. It's literally, why is that person going through that? Again, we're building businesses, and that's the problem with lean startup. It focuses on building businesses and not entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurial development is not one thing, it's two things: business development and human development. Remember the car with the donkey? Most people focus on the car and they go like, I don't know why this car won't drive fast. Well, dude, because you never developed the engine. Does that answer your question? Apparently so. And the crowd is silent. They're
Wow, this is
contemplating.
Bonte, if you can still unmute yourself, that would be great. Otherwise, I would like to thank Willem for his generosity. Okay, today I even learned more than I thought I knew as an entrepreneur, as an educator of entrepreneurship at that. So, Willem, thank you so much, man, for always availing yourself for this session and coming up with topics that are really hard-hitting for entrepreneurs. Today's session was incredible. I can't.
Thank you.
I have no words to express my gratitude. And I'm sure, as you saw the hands and the smiley faces from everyone, I'm sure everyone echoes that sentiment. So we really appreciate your valuable time and your insights.
Cool.
So thank you, everyone, for attending. Thank you so much. You're parting with Willem, and we say our good nights.
Yeah, but I also want to thank the Badani Foundation. Thank you so much. You're a great foundation. And you know what? Why I work with Wadani is my work complements what they do. Wadani focuses on the high end, and you guys really do a great job across Africa for that. Thank you for that. And what I am doing is I'm creating that sea of entrepreneurs that will come, that will fill your programs to the brim. And that's why I like working with, I'm not a competitor to other startup programs.
No.
Even programs who run lean startup can run my program because why? I work on the human being. I'm not messing around. I'm just getting people. To give you an idea, Zolela, I just want to finish on this. We took 63 people through my 5-week program. And this is in relation to the I need access to market thing. And the first week of the practical, they reached out to 350 potential customers. Sounds good, doesn't it? Sounds like, yay, well done. Okay. Week 2, they reached out to 1,800. Week 3, 2,100. Why? Because they're doing the work. They're picking up the phone, they're putting their shoes on, walking down the street, go like, hey, how you doing? How you doing? What's happening here? And that's the key thing, is about if we can awaken entrepreneurs in mass, and that's the work that I do, all of the other startup programs will have much greater success, much greater output, and we can really turn Africa into this massive economic engine that can drive the world. And if you can help me on that mission, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm on a mission to prepare the human race to deal with this disrupted, uncertain future that we all face. And that's my mission. Help me make that a reality. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.
Live long.